A Grandmother's Reward by Marlyn Lucrezi. Nana, what was it like when you were a little girl? Was it a long time ago? How long ago? So many questions from one small boy, my dear grandson, age 7. So I decided to answer as many questions as I could. For how else does a child learn? I began, yes, I said, it was a long time ago, close to 70 years. Wow, he said. The more I talked, the more questions he asked. What did you watch on television? It wasn't invented yet, I replied. And so it went. I told him how we lived far from town. We had no electricity in the house, so we used oil lamps and candles for light. We had to be very careful with them and keep them very clean so we didn't start a fire. Our water came from a well so that you used a pump to fill your water pails. A pump was a very funny-looking iron thing with a long handle for pumping up and down. This made the water come down the little spout on the front and into our pails. It was the coolest, most refreshing water you ever tasted. "Oh, Nana, how cool," he said. I sure would like to see one of those pumps. Well, you can indeed see one, I told him. They still use them on many country farms, especially in Amish country. And we can go to the library and take out books. Then came the big question, the one I was hoping he wouldn't think of, but did. Nana, if you didn't have water in the house, how did you use the bathroom? How to explain the little house out back to a little boy who had never seen one? Well, it was like this, I said. We had a small building outside in the backyard, quite a ways from the house. It sat among some evergreens, and inside were 2 seats. One for the children and one for the grown-ups. Some people called them outhouses, but we called ours Biffy. We thought that sounded much nicer. It was painted white, and it was always kept very clean. Needless to say, my grandson was fascinated by this phenomenon. Did you have toys, Nana? And did you play outside like we do? And how about a bike? Wait a minute. One question at a time, I replied. We had some toys, not as many as you have. We had skates, not like today's skates. We just clamped them on our shoes and kept them tight with a skate key that we wore around our necks. We had checkers and Monopoly, and the whole family played. In the summer, we played outside until dark, catching fireflies and playing hide and seek. It was so much fun. I guess that's why we call them the good old days. He still had more questions. I told him we would save them for another time, and I would tell him everything he wanted to know. Okay, Nana, he said, but don't leave anything out. Don't worry, I replied, I won't. It was so much fun to share these things with my grandson. To me, they are memories. To him, they are history. I consider it a privilege to share history with him. To see the light of shining interest in his eager eyes is, indeed, a grandmother's greatest reward.